Cheating is not a deal breaker. This and many other silly things is what I used to tell myself until I opened the back door and I saw her sweating in the kitchen, cooking something wonderfully delicious in the kitchen I decorated. My ceramic pot was on the cooker and I stood at the door watching. Luke wasn't home. So who was this? She saw me. I smiled. Then she was relieved and smiled too. Hello, she said, I'm Hawa. She introduced herself. She had a beautiful smile. She was a beautiful girl. I think she was half Nigerian because she was very fair and had long black hair. Who are you? She asked. And just like Genevieve the actress, I said I was Luke's cousin. She squealed with joy and ran to hug me. My in-law, she said. You are the first person I met in Luke's family. Please come in and sit down. Let me serve you. I made pounded yam and egusi soup. She walked me to the dining that I selected at Ikmori Market a year ago, and she served me food with all the respect. I told her to sit with me. I was calm. I was so friendly, and she told me they had met 6 months ago. She was graduating from law school that September, and of course she had the best news. She was pregnant. Yes, for look now, Abi viewers. Is that not how they do it? When men want to serve you premium breakfast, they give you the full package. Truly, the food was delicious. I ate it like the Last Supper, and I told her to give me some to go. She told me she had gone to Luke's parents to see them, and they were pleased with her. My people, is that no introduction? I didn't know what to say anymore. I was just congratulating her, smiling, happy, as 3 years of my investment wiped away before my eyes. Will they like me? She said, out of the blue as we ate. Who? I asked. Luke's parents. I'm ready to do anything to win them over. I knew it was the end of the road for me, so I stood up and told her there was somewhere else I needed to be. I just took my takeaway, and since Luke wasn't home yet, I told her I'll come back later. She was disappointed as she was already seeing me as her bestie. How I even got home, I cannot tell you. All was well till I entered my room and the windows of the flood in my eyes were open. So this is how it is. 3 years down the drain, she was going to have a baby, and here I was, calling myself quarter to marry. Oh, I had no clue. She was beautiful, she could cook. No hope for me. I wept. I was drifting to sleep when he knocked. I knew he was the one from the way he knocked. It was our password, but not anymore. Today, he was a stranger to me. He called out my name, the love name he gave me. This guy has got so. I didn't let him in. What could he say? Because I told him I'll be out of town officially, he thought the coast was clear. Only for Mr. Ojo at my office to cancel my name from the travel list. And that was how I was able to see things for myself. There was no need talking to him. I thought I was immune to cheating. My father has 3 wives and we are 18 children. My mother was the last wife, and she told me the only way she could find peace in my father's house was to share. We shared bathrooms, kitchens, and beds. I took a walk. I am not my mother. When I married Ken, I made sure I vetted him. I did all the litmus tests I could do. I didn't want what was meant for anyone else. I knew Ken for 2 years. I had come to do IT at his office years ago. I worked with him and we were inseparable. I was a happy wife, even though I wasn't working yet. I had submitted my resume anywhere, but I'd heard nothing. Ken tried to get me back into his office as a staff, but it wasn't easy. I kept praying for 2 things: to get a job and to get a baby, in no particular order. It was almost Christmas and I saw the invite in the mail. My husband's office had this spectacular Christmas party they had held every year. Since we got married, I never attended because I spent the time with my family as my father was ill. This time I felt the urge to go and I told Ken. He tried to discourage me, but I insisted. I wanted to catch up with my friends there. Immediately we arrived at the venue, I had the feeling I had when I stood at Luke's door. I knew Auntie Lamide. She was his boss. She was my boss too when I worked there temporarily. But I saw it, their eyes, their dance together. He sprayed her and she danced in front of him. I knew immediately that water had passed Gario. That upon all my FBI work, I still fell into this trap again. Our marriage was just 2 years old. How do I deal with this? As I did before, I entered the Omotola role. I needed to investigate. I needed to pry because the way he hugged her didn't sit well with me. I tried to enjoy the party so it won't be obvious that I suspected them, but I knew my instincts were never wrong. As soon as we got home, I let him go to sleep and I took his phone to the bathroom and locked the door. I wore my FBI hat and went straight to the messages. Nothing. To the calls. Nothing. WhatsApp, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Nothing. Think, BC, think. Yes, I went to his emails and there was where I found the new email I couldn't recognize. kingken93@gmail.com. That's where the mail exchanges, video calls, Google meetings, pictures. They even had a house in Crown Estate where we lived, few streets from where we lived. Imagine that. Auntie Lamide was very married. She had 4 children. Yes, she said she was in love with my husband, and she wrote there that he made her feel alive. What does that even mean? I was already feeling cold. No. I couldn't believe I had found myself here again. So now I was married. What should be my next step? No job, no child, just a broken heart, a total failure. There was nothing I could do, at least not this night. I couldn't even call my mother because I already knew what she would say. This wasn't just an affair. This was a relationship. They had a life together. I wanted to be strong until I figured out what to do, but these silly tears kept tumbling down my cheeks. I couldn't stop them. It was hopeless. Why me? Again. I couldn't read everything. I just had to transfer it to my phone. My eyes were blind with tears. If it were possible to cry blood, I would have. It was from a place of pain, of deep hurt. You know when they say, I have swum in rivers, but I have never been in an avalanche like this. I sobbed. When my heart became still, I went back to our bedroom where Ken was sleeping peacefully, deeply. I looked at him, but I couldn't even hate him. I envied him. 2 women were in love with him, a successful career, and his life was great, but the wound in my heart. I tried to find sleep, I couldn't. I tossed. It was then I began to ask myself those questions. I needed to understand. When did I stop being enough? Was I unattractive? Why would he prefer an older woman? Is his career more important than me? Is she prettier than me? What does she have that I don't? Did he even love me? By the time I woke up, he had gone out. It was even his call that woke me up. He asked if I was okay. Maybe I was sick. He sounded concerned, like he cared. I'm good, I said. I acted for him too. Just tired from the party last night. Didn't know you were working today, I said. Of course, I knew he wasn't at work, but well, let me continue the investigation and begin to make my decisions. Cheating is definitely a deal breaker for me. I made myself comfortable on the couch and continued to read their messages, and that was when I saw the shocker. That was when my heart shattered, not just break. Guys, guess what? Honestly, I don't know what I did to deserve this. My chest. Ken was the father of Auntie Lamide's last baby. I saw their family picture. She was a beautiful princess, and Ken had even named her Dara. How do we process this kind of pain? Can a doctor give me medicine for this? I wasn't even sad. I was angry. I was mad. What did my husband take me for? I had told him several times, I don't share. So how did I find myself here? Auntie Lamide was kind to me. While I worked at Lion's Bridge, she was at our wedding. What then did I do to offend her? If my husband wanted to be a dog, what about women supporting women? I couldn't help it. I needed to call my mother. I couldn't just bear this alone. It's been 3 weeks and I've tried to calm down. I needed to do this right. I had one shot. The tracker I put on his phone told me everything. There was no need to read more messages. Their I love yous and I miss yous did nothing to me anymore. Nothing compares to the way my husband comes home every night and tells me I am the best thing that happened to him. My people, even RMD cannot talk like that. So today is the day. It's the weekend and they are both at their terrace house, now. So I drive my car and I park right in front and go to knock on the door. Surprisingly, I am calm. I knock again and let the drama begin. It was Auntie Lamide who came to open the door. She was shocked. Me too. Well, we all sat shocked and quietly in the living room. My plan worked. Auntie Lamide was visibly shaking. My husband was looking everywhere, but at my face. Do you know that there was a big frame of their daughter in the living room? Okay, I announced. I am not here to stop two of you. I have counted more than 3,588 I love yous between the two of you. And I am willing to share. I'm a generous person. I also know about Dara. I pointed to the picture on the wall. Immediately, Auntie Lady fell at my feet. She knelt in front of me. Please, she said. Please forgive me. I said, no, Auntie, no need for this. I should be the one pleading because I have my own demands. I need a job. Please, I don't know how you can help me. I know you are an executive director at a workplace. Please find something for me to do. I'm tired of staying at home and I would love for you to use your good office to compensate me. I have forwarded all this evidence to a safe place, so if there's any foul play, consider it done, Auntie Lamide said immediately. Ken looked at me shocked. Hey, thank you, Ma, I said. I smiled. So we are done here, I said. I stood up and I said to Ken, please don't stay out too late, oh. And I went back home. You guys, the joy I felt seeing my name on my office door. Even Ken that was in that office, he was sharing an office with 4 other guys. My miracle job had finally arrived. I was now in charge of procurement department. Imagine, me with no prior experience. But that is why I like Auntie Lamide. She will come to my office. She taught me the ropes. She will even banter with me and plead with me about taking it easy with Ken. She will talk to me about Dara. She will plead with me not to talk to her husband. I was like, Auntie Lamide, please, your secret is safe with me. Oh, I always laughed with her. I needed a career to activate my plan. So far, things were going well. Things were going well with me as well. My position was higher than that of Ken because I was earning higher as well. When we met in meetings, I love that I'll ask him brilliant questions and he'll be scrambling to answer. Success is the doctor of pain. I kept learning how to be better at my job, how to impress my bosses, and indeed they were impressed with me because within a few months, another raise. I I always popped into Auntie Lamide's office to thank her, my benefactor. She told me to sit down and she had something to discuss with me. I was like, what happened again? Do you know she had the guts to report Ken to me? She said, do I know that at the last official trip that Ken went on, he went with a certain lady? Auntie Lamide was heartbroken. Hey, honestly, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I told Auntie Lamide, just calm down. I will handle it. Her face was so sad. When I got home, I marched to Ken. Ken, what's happening now? Auntie Lamide is not happy. Please, I don't want complaints. You cannot add another girl to the mix. Auntie Lamide said she cannot tolerate cheating. Please think of my job before you make silly decisions. Consider your daughter to behave yourself. I bought a house for my mom. She did not have to share a kitchen or bathroom with anyone any longer. Now she had her own now. She was so happy to move in. I painted the house white. It had beautiful pillars and flowers. The plan was going well. The next plan, I became pregnant. Oh, my joy. I was so happy. I was so glad. Life can be sweet if you focus on the good and make peace with the bad. Ken was suspicious of my pregnancy and did not take the news well. I don't know why. Because I always used to ask him about Dara happily. I often used to ask him about Auntie Lamide and hope she's happy. Pregnancy was kind to me, and soon my handsome prince was born, King David, and I was ready to build a kingdom for him. When he was a month old, Ken walked up to me. I want a DNA test. Wait. So you have the audacity to ask me? This guy is a clown. No need for test, I told him. He belongs to me. His DNA will never be in you. He is all mine. Ken got obsessed and told me that if I don't have a DNA for that boy, then I will have to leave his house because he wasn't going to take care of a child that wasn't his. He began to call me unpretendable names. So you cannot take what you dish out. No problem. If you don't want us to stay in your house, I was ready to move in with my mother. In fact, I began to pack my stuff because this was all part of the plan, and I left with King David. To be honest, I felt relieved. I felt fulfilled even. But let me shock you all. The story doesn't end there. I don't know how it happened but I don't know how come I'm sitting in my home changing my channels with my remote when Ken calls me. I thought he was calling to beg me to come back. I've already crossed my leg trying to tell him that I will never go back. But guess what? He called me that he was at the verge of being sacked. This is serious. But that was not even the problem with Ken. Ken called me that I should beg Auntie Lamide to try to do something to reinstate him back. So you didn't even call to beg me or to ask about the child. Okay, don't worry. I will beg her for you now, as I don't have work to do. Please fly away from my phone. When I saw Auntie Lamide at work the next day, she dragged me into her office. Immediately, she sat me down. Can you imagine what Ken did? She looked so sad again. I said, what happened? She said, do you know Patience? You know Patience in our Papa branch? I didn't know Patience, but I just said I did. What happened? Auntie Lamide said, she's pregnant for Ken. I can't believe it. Auntie Lamide started crying immediately. I had to hug her. Auntie, take it easy. The thing broke my heart, seeing her crying like this. This Ken likes trouble. I know I was supposed to beg for Ken, just like a true Christian should. But I said, I can't turn the other cheek, not today. Auntie Lamide, I told her, you have tried for this guy. You have tried for him. See the way he's just cheating on you. And you have been warning him too to calm down, and he has refused to listen. She said, yes, I have. I've warned him myself. He has done the worst. The chapter is closed. I can't take it anymore. How can he make Patience in a papa branch pregnant? I said, imagine. This guy doesn't hear word. And just like that, before I knew it, a fraud case came up and Ken was caught in the middle of it. Millions and millions of naira was lost. Auntie Lamide was the one who called the police. It was in my front. EFCC came and they handcuffed him and took him away. When I even heard the amount of the money, I don't even know what to do. I knew I was supposed to plead on his behalf, but when I saw them take him away in the Black Maria, I didn't even feel anything. Nothing. Not even pity. You guys, am I wicked? I know this is just a lover's thief that went south. I know I should have said something before he was sentenced for 5 years. I knew I should have attended the trials, but I just couldn't. I didn't have it in me. Well, thank you for listening to my tales worth telling. If you love stories like this, then watch Why I Left Him at the Altar on my channel. Cheating will continue to be a deal breaker for me unless it is worth it. Please subscribe to my channel, share, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.